75 years ago on the Isle of Man, MotoGP was born. Here at Silverstone, we celebrate 75 years of this amazing championship. Welcome to RAF Silverstone for the 2024 British Grand Prix. Hello everybody, welcome to Silverstone. Here we are, the British Grand Prix. Nothing better than this legendary event as well. It's time for the British National Anthem.
God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King.
The British Grand Prix is only available on Box Office. Welcome to the 2024 British Grand Prix. This amazing venue is going to once again play host to some all-time great action. Nobody knows exactly what the next 20 laps ahead of us will bring. Let's check in with TNT Sports' Susie Perry alongside Sylvain Guttoni and Neil Hodson.
Yeah, how our sport has evolved over the years, it's incredible. And a lot of that has been down to people like Mike Trimby in our sport, in Grand Prix racing, trying to make it safer, trying to make this show a little bit better. So.
And Mike Trimby, obviously, he did used to race as well. He was a good racer in himself, but he kind of took this whole championship by the scruff of the neck to improve safety with the backing of Kenny Roberts back in the day. He created IRTA, which still stand today, that look after the paddock and the safety of our sport. And sadly, we lost Mike last year, but he was deemed a legend here. He's been inducted into the MotoGP Legends, which was fantastic. The first non-racer really to do that, but he has changed the sport completely, so much for the better.
What a man, you know. And we were there in that press conference when he was made into that Hall of Fame, and he was just so beautiful to see and so very much deserved. The first man to be in there as a non-rider, you know, as a non-GP rider. So Mike Trimby has done so much for the sport, and now what we've got here is the heritage. So yeah, it was great to see that.
He'd be proud today watching down, looking at what's going on here right now. Mike Trimby would be incredibly proud. That's one thing I know.
Yeah, he really would, and you know, it is, like I said before, there's a lovely atmosphere here today, and the organisation is good. It would be good if we could see more fans. It's an elephant in the room, you know, but I think to bring a family here with the expense of travelling, tickets, merchandise, food, and it's quite pricey, because as we've gone across Europe, we've been breaking records this year of people coming to the track, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. I've got to say, I was with Stuart Pringle on Thursday. He's well aware of it, and they are constantly working, trying to improve the price point, trying to make the show bigger, better, so people come for the full weekend, big festival sort of atmosphere. I know we've said it in the past, but genuinely, as you can imagine, if you own this circuit, you want people to come. So they are genuinely open to motorcycle racing. They're trying.
And so they've moved the race, actually, next year. It's going to be at the end of May. So we're not going to be so close, you know, going to be before Formula One, actually. And that's probably the key point here, isn't it?
Yeah, trying to bring the race a little bit forward before the Formula One, and I'm just thinking maybe the TV coverage is too good, so people just watch TV and don't come to the track. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe. I doubt it, but maybe.
You can't really say that. You need other people have to say that. You can't say it yourself. Sylvain's out there patting himself on the back.
But just looking at the bikes, obviously there are people tuning in that are looking at these liveries for the first time. I think we're all in love with the Aprilia livery. It reminds us of Max Biaggi from the mid-90s, doesn't it? But they are beautiful. They've done a really good job, all of the teams.
They have. I'm going to change the subject. I know I'm thinning on top. I've felt a few spots of rain. Just when you don't want it, just when you think the drama can't get any worse, there are a few spots of rain around. That'd be a nightmare for these riders.
Yeah, I felt that too, although I will say that on and off throughout the day we have had just gently a few spots of rain coming down. It doesn't feel like it's going to be continuous, so I think they're probably going to ignore that unless it changes in the last couple of minutes. So yeah, I know you've got your hand out waiting. Let's see what happens though. But the forecast isn't for rain. But yeah, there's some furrowed brows around here with some of the mechanics, isn't there? Let's wait and see for a second.
Yeah, they're just checking to see whether or not it is actually bigger raindrops coming in.
Well, let's check out the 2 rows of the grid then. This is the second row of the grid. It was a fantastic finish yesterday for Brad Binder, and KTM have improved this year. They're a second faster at every track that they've been to. The problem is that everybody else has improved as well. So they are struggling with this season, but 4th yesterday for Brad. So it's looking good, and we know that he can get a fantastic start. Let me go in front of Alex Marquez, who's been brilliant this weekend. Look at that livery as well. It's absolutely beautiful homage from the Grassini team, and I think, you know, it'd be nice if these liveries stayed for the whole season, wouldn't it, really? I know our commentators have got a nightmare to work out who's who.
Yep.
Let's move along then to the man who's kicking off the second row of the grid, and of course the man who's just 1 point behind championship leader Pecco Bagnaia. This is Jorge Martin, and I spoke to him on the bus earlier, and he said, yeah, you know, it's early in the season, I'm not thinking about clawing those 9 points yet back yesterday, but he did exactly what he needed to do, and he's right behind the man in pole position, who's just in front of me here, Pecco Bagnaia. Not pole position, sorry, he's in second place. Pecco leading the championship now by just a single point. It could not be any closer, really, could it? Let's go through to the man who is in pole position. Of course, the winner from last year, Aleix Espargaro. He got himself onto the sprint podium yesterday. Terrific performance by him. Retired at the end of the season, but still putting it all out there, giving everything that he has. And we will just sweep finally along the front row of the grid at the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. We've got a lovely crowd over there to the left. Second place then, it's Pecco Bagnaia, who is in command just about. And here's your race winner from yesterday. And a lot of people's tips. Enea Bastianini going from the front row of the grid. If you can do it on a Saturday, can he do it again on a Sunday? So there we have it. We are all set to go. We cannot wait for the British Grand Prix.
"75 years ago, MotoGP was born at the Isle of Man TT. Now we celebrate 75 glorious years of wheel-to-wheel action, and the grid is accustomed to liveries. Because anniversary means we have not got a clue what's happening.
I have no idea who's who.
All 22 riders sporting world-famous liveries as well. Interesting here for Michelin's Motorsports Team Wheel Manager Piero Ciaramassa. The front hard compound will give more stability on the braking, but the medium front medium rear will suit the conditions. Only 2 riders have taken a hard front medium rear. That's Aleix Espargaro and Raul Fernandez. It's a vintage style modern spectacle. Liveries throughout 75 years of racing. And I think Megan Birchall.
Who is that? I have no idea. I think it's Martin.
That is your championship leader of, well, that's the Prima Pramac Ducati. That's Jorge Martin, you are correct.
Okay.
Second in the title now.
The Prima gave it away.
Bagnaia scored no points yesterday. He's on 222. Martin on 221. Bastianini won the sprint race yesterday. It's going to be absolutely insane to just try and predict what's going to happen. But Megan, we're going to have to rely on numbers. We're going to have to rely on the timing screens.
They changed their helmets too.
They have changed the helmets, they've changed liveries, they've changed everything. So if you're
Bagnaia.
if you're wondering if we're going to get a few things wrong today, it's a throwback livery. And if I say Barry Sheen at any point, that would be fantastic. We see it all coming
Those
through.
are the VRs.
Yeah, there's Luca Marini on the LCR Honda as well coming through. Aprilia still matches. There's Maverick Vinales on the old school Aprilia livery from the 1990s as well.
I think that the VRs have gone for still the neon
Yeah.
theme.
A few drops of rain around here at Silverstone. Track temperature is at 30 degree, air temperature at 18. 57% chance of rain. The helicam sort of showing it off. Here's the grid just quickly while they're coming down the hangar straight. They are getting this backup bikes ready, so it might be a flag to flag. Alicia Spargo from Pecco Bagnaia and Enea Bastianini. Then it's Jorge Martin as well on the grid, followed by Alex Marquez and Brad Binder. Row 3, Marc Marquez, Maverick Vinales, Pedro Costa. Row 4, Fabio Di Antonio, Jack Miller, Marco Bezzecchi. Row 5, Franco Morbidelli, Raul Fernandez, Miguel Oliveira. Row 6, Jan Zarco, Augusto Fernandez and Fabio Quartararo. Row 7, Luca Marini, Juan Mir, Takiki Nakagami, and row 8 sees Remy Gardner as well. And a double long lap penalty for Morbidelli, for instance, is back at the German Grand Prix. Megan.
Just before the race starts, we've unintentionally matched.
We have, yeah. Kind of works though, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially given it's MotoGP.
Who's going to win the 75th anniversary British Grand Prix?
Bastianini.
Interesting. Well, it all started with a TT on the Isle of Man. What are we going to see here today? The Battle of Britain is about to begin. We're under starters' orders. 75 years. It all comes down to this. Blast off! And Britain! Great start from Bagnaia! Alicia just got swamped! And that is one of the... Well, who's that dropping from the back? Is that Marc Marquez? I think Marc Marquez did not get a great launch. I think he's dropped right to the back. It's one of them who's dropped back.
Right to the back. That would be Augusto Fernandez.
So Fernandez drops back. The two Ducatis are now coming up there as well. Also coming into the mix is Pedro Acosta taking third position.
Spargo Zeb just took contact, I think.
And his foot peg sparked on the track as well, and he's gone side by side into Ducati 1-2.
Wait, is that Spargo? Yes,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Ducati 1-2, Marc Marquez up to third, so I think it was Raul Fernandez who dropped back down, because Raul started up and he dropped down to 21st position, and we've got two riders out already, the
28
25
and
and the 88, and it's a big one as well.
That's Augusto Fernandez. No, that's Raul Fernandez.
And is that Miguel Oliveira? Just the two teammates! The two teammates have come together at Trackhouse!
Well, at least one Fernandez had a good day.
The two Trackhouse have come together down at Brooklands, and it's all pandemonium coming through. Bagnaia leads, Bastianini, Martin, Marc Marquez, and Alicia Spargo in the top five.
The Marquez's.
And Mark's coming through. He's passed Alex, and he's having a go now as well, and Alicia Spargo.
I'm learning. I'm learning. The white Marquez's.
Yeah.
Neon helmet. That is. Well, at least one of them is in Aprilia.
That's going to be Alicia, and are they both up okay? I can't see. No sign of the red flag at the moment here at Silverstone as we continue down towards Stowe. So, look at Acosta.
Binder has stopped with technical issues.
So Brad's out as well on the KTM. 3 retirements already here at the British Grand Prix.
This is lap 1.
This is lap 1 as we come in towards Vale. Martin up into 3rd position, then Acosta's dropped down to 8th position, and out goes Fabio Quartararo. Has Quartararo gone down? He's just dropped down 5 places.
Morbidelli has just got a long lap penalty.
Yeah, that's double
Already.
long lap penalty for him. That's from the German Grand Prix. Yeah, Quartararo's dropped down to 13th place now as well. I think he's still going. He's taken the line, but he's had a moment. He's lost 5 places as Aleix looks on the inside of Jorge Martin coming down into turn 3. And further back, Alex Marquez goes for an attack on Aleix. Well, yeah,
We assume it is. No, what? That is Bezzecchi. No, that's Di Antonio.
Yeah, that's Digi. So that's Acosta coming through on the white.
I'm learning.
KTM. Yeah, that's the Gas.
I'm learning at quick pace. And those are the Ganeshi. Then
Well,
we've got...
Do you know, they should have run these all weekend long,
They
so
should
we
have.
would have got... Because, no, hang on a minute, who's just gone wide there? Is that Bagnaia or Bastianini?
That is Bastianini.
He's gone wide, and that's allowed Martin through as well, and that's going to allow Aleix to come back through on the inside line. We are really learning at breakneck speed this.
Ducati do not have black on the back.
Yeah.
Though Martins for the Prima Pramex, they are black on the back but are red.
Yeah, just to make things even more confusing, because
Yeah.
I thought at one point we've got 3 Ducatis at the front. We do, but not technically the same one.
Yeah.
Right, look at Bastianini. He's right in the back of Martin. Aleix is just there too. Then it comes Mark ahead of Alex to come in towards Maggotts
Then
and
we've got
Beckett.
Acosta, D'Antonio, Miller, Vinales, Morbidelli, Bezzecchi, Quattararo, Marini, Zarco, Mir, Fernandez, Augusto, that is, Gardner, Nakagami, and then out Oliviera, Fernandez, Val, that is, and Brad Binder.
Aspirin, please. This is going to get headachy. I've already got a migraine. This is not great. As they come through, on board with Marc Marquez. As Aleix dives up the inside and Stowe, he's going to go a little bit too wide. Can Marquez get the inside line? No, he cannot.
Bastianini just manages to keep it all together, but about to make a move, it seems, but backs out quite quickly, it seems. Bagnaia is flying away.
Can we just stabilise for a few minutes, please? It's getting more and more energetic as this race goes on. Right, coming through.
Oh, move about to be made. Oh, Aleix is going to get past him very soon.
Aleix trying to have a go at Marc Marquez as he comes out. He's got him. He's got him under break. Where did that happen? I didn't even see that. The camera's coming, and he's going to have an attack this time as well.
Bastianini.
Oh, Bastianini, and he's through. It's a third.
But can he hold it?
Yes. Is Mark going to go through a Bastianini at
Mark's
the same time?
too close.
Whoa.
Oh, he hit his shoulder.
He did. Mark gave him some rubbing his racing there on the Grassini with a wonderful throwback
You
livery.
can see it on his shoulder.
Down we go again then, towards Brooklands, on the way to straight. Mark's got the inside line. Alex is coming through as... No, nowhere there.
Bezzecchi passes Morbidelli.
Oh, wow. Nightmare ending for Trackhouse Racing, says SHT. Hello to Towers, says hi over there from South Africa. Hello to Mark as well. Yeah, so both of the Trackhouse are out. They're okay. Binder's out too. 3 retirements already. Well, it must have been Raul who dropped back. Let's take a look at it.
Acosta passes D'Antonio, sorry to interrupt, but also Morbidelli takes the long lap penalty.
Okay, that's fine. That's contact between Aleix and Bastianini. Earlier on in the lap.
Zarco gets passed by Augusto Fernandez.
Really is.
16.
Just literally, it's throw you into the deep end here to try to work out what the hell's happening.
Like quick learning.
Yeah, it really is.
Right, the only person left on the track currently with a hard front tyre and medium rear tyre is Aleix Espargaro.
Yeah, because out went Raul Fernandez. I want to see a replay of that start. I wanted to know who dropped so far down the field. One of them didn't go. I thought it was Mark.
I thought it
saw
was
a
Raul.
white bike. Problem is,
Augusto.
90% of the field have either a red or a white bike, so it's really hard to tell who is who in this one.
You've got to tell who's who by the subtle differences
They can't.
of their backs.
Yeah, just to say to Brad here, it says that they really should move MotoGP to Donington. There's too many empty seats. Donington is no longer equipped to handle MotoGP racing. It's not big enough and it's not safe enough. That's why we're here at Silverstone. Donington's too small now. There would need to be a lot of work for Donington to take over to MotoGP again. It can't just go back. It's all right for World Superbikes, but it's not good enough for MotoGP.
Acosta is in the white livery too, but
However,
he's got a different stripe on his bike.
Just saying this, I'd love it if MotoGP went to Donington because that means I could go.
Easy.
Very easily to go to. Is that one? I've been there 3 times this year, so if MotoGP did go to Donington for the British Grand Prix, I'd be the first one there and you'd come too.
Right, so Jack Miller's also got a white bike, it seems.
Yeah, Miller, that's on the KTM as well, the factory KTM. So,
Acosta
White too.
It's white, but he's got a stripe on it going down near his leg. So got to look out for that on board with Bagnaia currently. Vinales passes Jack Miller for 9th position.
Train to Northampton, then bus. Is that for you? Yeah.
Vinales.
What's happened to him? Maverick's down
He's
to
either
12th.
gone too wide. It's gone too wide. He's just lost 3
places.
positions. If you include the one he lost to Vinales.
Well,
I mean, not to himself, to Miller.
He got ahead of Miller to 9th, and now he's dropped back down
Yeah.
to 12th position again. I don't know who's tied. Don't know which. Yeah, he's dropped 3 places. He's dropped down to 13th.
Because he,
12th now, yeah.
he had just passed Miller, so...
So
Sorry.
Miller, Bezek and Quartararo get through. I'm not seeing anything further back at the shot.
No, it's gone wide.
Is it me, or is they all just lifting and coasting a bit because they know that the rain could come?
Yeah, they're kind of like saving.
Yeah.
It's like being patient.
I tell you what, Binder would have loved for the rain to have come and a flag to flag because he got to swap bikes.
Yeah, true.
Sadly, that's not happened as we continue on. Lap 6 of 20 then for the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. No, sorry, lap 5.
Are you getting the same feeling?
Yeah. Bagnaia and Martin. Here's
Yeah.
the start.
Like
Right, what do we need to look at here? Binder. It was Binder.
Binder.
Well, considering there's like 7 white bikes.
Oh, there are so many who had to jump out of the way of him.
Yeah. So that's his technical issue. He he launched off the line and the bikes didn't go anywhere. So Binder was out with that technical issue. So we didn't think really. It should have been Brad Binder, shouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem is with the special livery bikes, you can't tell who's dropped from where.
Yeah, I thought it was Augusta because he dropped so far.
I thought he was, Raul dropped so many places back, and Augusto dropped. Hang on a minute, Raul, Morbidelli's just dropped back. That's his second long lap penalty. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Morbidelli's should have completed his long lap penalty by now. He got a double, of course, from the German Grand Prix antics.
He's already completed one, so this must be a second.
Yeah, so as things stand in the World Championship, Bagnaia will lead on 247 points to Martin on 241. It will increase from a 1-point gap to a 6-point gap.
Jeez.
It's quite energetic, that, isn't it, really?
Still very close.
Yeah. So, here at the moment, Trackhouse day ended early. It has indeed. They've all gone back through. It's a 20-lap race. Reminder, we've got Moto 2 after this, and that will be on JBMotorsports 2.
What time's that?
Live coverage. 2:30. Morbidelli has completed his double long lap penalties. That's the information from the stewards. So he's good to go back into this event. So now the battling still goes that we're just waiting as the fans start cheering.
Waiting for one of them to make a mistake.
Yeah, you heard, if you're watching us in the pre-show, you heard Susie Perry talk about that the British Grand Prix has moved to the 23rd to the 25th of May next year. Same weekend as the Formula One Monaco Grand Prix.
Oh, you've got to be joking.
And the Indianapolis 500. So
What was going through their brains?
we are in for a really busy day at Silverstone that day. Yeah.
What was going through their brains?
Not got a clue. Something about money, cash, money. Round the
They
outs-
want to be evil to me.
Yeah, Pedro Costa and Digi Antonio in a battle at the moment. Digi is back up into 7th position. Pedro's down into 8th. Martin is having a go at Bagnaia. Now, they've got the same bike underneath them. They've both got the GP24 Ducati. They are in a championship battle with each other. And Martin, bless him, knows it's probably his last chance to go for a title for a while, because I doubt that Aprilia are just there yet.
Yeah, they're probably a couple years away from it. Though also, they've decided to move it to the same day as 2 iconic races.
I know. So that means even worse. That means you've got to be jumping from one to the other to one to the other.
Yeah, but also they're going to be losing ratings. I love the Monaco Grand Prix.
Yeah, well, this will start at 1, or this will probably start at 1, and then F1 starts at 2 for Monaco, doesn't it? So
Yeah, so it'll be a quick off that day.
yeah, and we'll probably have to commentate from a different commentary box,
No.
unless somebody else takes the pre-show for F1, remember, and then we take over. So it's doable, but we'll cross that bridge in 2025. They might change it after all as well if things get cancelled.
It's only 9 months already.
Yeah, I know. Not long for Silverstone then, as we come into it again. Silverstone has MotoGP into the end of 2026, if anybody was wondering. To go on to our conversation earlier on, as right now, a lot of empty seats. That is the thing here. There's a lot of empty seats around Silverstone. It does feel a bit less, although it is huge, this venue. It is twice the size of the Sachsenring that we were at in the German Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than Donington as well. It's huge, this place. It's a 2-minute lap time, for God's sake.
I want one of them to crash.
Yeah. Now, SHG's pointed out that Gardner and Nakagami are continuing to battle. The battle that goes on for the best of the back runners at the moment, who's not going to be last. But they were in the battle in the sprint race yesterday, so that's still a count at 40 minutes, Megan. You need to work that out. as it comes through.
Sure.
Aleix is doing a 1:58.972. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far, if I'm not mistaken. 25 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you, it's not that long at all. Oh, I've got a bit of a headache coming on as well. Now we've still got the other race to do as well. We're 15 minutes into this one, by the way, in 7 laps, so it kind of works out the same. Now, Aleix is playing the long game here. Remember what we said at the start of the World Feed broadcast here, is the fact that that hard tyre has an incredible durable front and should be able to slip through quite easily. So I'm sort of just keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to be very good. As they swing through again into Copse Corner. Continues on the attack. Bagnaia, Martin, Aleix, 1, 2, 3. Bastianini's 4th. Marc Marquez in 5th position. 6th for Alex Marquez. 7th is Di Gianantonio as well. As the Wonder bad boy goes, go idle. Alex Marquez, 73. Oh, nice to see you again. The one, nice to see you again. I remember you from last season, in fact, as well. I knew you were a fan. I remember you being a fan of Alex Marquez 73, actually. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Bezzecchi passes.
I think Japan was the last time we saw you here. Go on.
Bezzecchi passes Miller for 9th position.
On the inside. And yeah, Alex cannot defend that one at all. Digi slipped through perfectly in Vale. Alex is going to try and go around the outside, but the way Vale is shaped, it always gives you an advantage if you dive bomb, because then Club is such an acute corner.
You're going to get past him.
Yeah. Been a great day here in the Philippines. Ah, nice to hear. Love to be in the Philippines right now, but Alex is caught back on the inside of Abby and he's gone ahead. Is Digi going to fight back? He's going side by side into Village and turn 3. The camera cuts out. Did he get ahead? Oh, this TV direction I could punch.
Yes.
Yes, he did. Digi's back. Alex going to sweep round the outside. Digi holds it. Alex and Digi in a battle over 6th position. That is the race so far.
Alex should be careful. He's going a bit too low around some of the corners.
Yeah, and he's lifting the front up. So that's what happened yesterday with Mark at the start. This time he's on the inside line to Brooklyn's. Digi has to lift up ever so slightly, and they're both going to go a bit too deep. If they're not too careful, they'll let Pedro Acosta come back through. Digi back up the inside of the cutback in Luffield. Alex goes wide, and Digi taps to Alex Marquez and says, "You just follow me, son. You follow me." He taps his rear left butt cheek. Fantastic. So they're joking with, that is the equivalent to Kenny Roberts and Barry Sheen, when Barry Sheen stuck his 2 fingers up behind to Kenny Roberts. At this part of the track coming out of Copse Corner.
Just like, I should be the one in front, not you.
75th anniversary, and they're doing all the old tribes that we've seen in the past. Literally tapping his rear bottom to Alex Marquez and says, "You follow me, Sonny, you follow me." 329 Grand Prix starts, by the way, for Aleix Espargaro as well. Becomes 3rd in the all-time runners list in MotoGP in terms of Grand Prix. And he'll complete that with about 340 in total. Yeah, at the end of the season.
Do you know what other Alex was thinking when Digi did that? I bet he was thinking, yeah, but who do you have to follow?
Quite ironic, because I think Alex is attributing the Barry Sheen style livery as well. I think the LCR Hondas have got the great one, because they've got Steve Parish and Barry Sheen's livery. That famous one, so that looks great. And we've got all the Ducatis coming through. The Ducati livery, by the way, is their Marlboro livery. But of course, you can't have Marlboro because it's a cigarette brand, so they put the Nova on it as well in the front there. But that's their classic Ducati livery. But they only put it on for the race. They didn't have it on in Warmth this morning. Everyone else had it on for Warmth this morning, by then.
They're just like, we're just keeping ours.
Yeah, so after you. Pedro's closing in the back of Alex Marquez, by the way, but Bagnaia leads. The winner of the last 4 Grand Prix is leading the British Grand Prix. Can he make it 5 in a row for Pecco?
Or will he drop it?
Find out in Too Late to Look. Wouldn't be surprised, actually, overall, as they come into it. It would be a shocker, though, wouldn't it, if that happened? Like, if that's how you drop it and lose it on the front there.
Like yesterday.
Yeah, that was at the loop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He still doesn't know how that happened as well. He said it was a stupid manoeuvre to just drop it on the front and the inside. Looks like we've got a 5-way fight shaping up, though, as we approach half distance. Bagnaia, Martin, Aleix Espargaro, Bastianini and Marc Marquez. That is the 20 of Fabio Quartararo on the Yamaha livery, running in 12th position with that fabulous classic livery, akin to John Surtees. In the John Surtees, of course, the only rider in history who is world champion on both 2 and 4 wheels.
And you...
Yeah.
It is impressive.
Wonderful. Miss John Surtees a lot. And his son, of course, Henry, who was killed in a Formula 2 crash at Brands in 2009. Part of the reason why the Halo exists now is because of that tyre came off and sadly struck him.
Ooh. Well, that almost happened to Lewis once, didn't it?
Max on the top.
Of course, that was still attached to the tyre because for some
And
reason
then Max-
Max's car
and then-
decided to jump over.
And then Max revs the engine to spin the wheel on him. It's like... I
Yeah,
still
that
can't-
was a little bit stupid.
If I was the steward that day in that race, I would have thrown the book at Max for that. Like, you do not rev your wheel on top of another
you could see
competitor.
Lewis doing like this,
Yeah.
just like get the wheel away.
Meantime, back in MotoGP, the championship battles are shaping up because we've got Martin looking to the inside of Bagnaia down at Brooklands. Nothing's going to happen there. Bagnaia a little bit wide at the exit as he shapes up for Luffield. Martin's taking such the aggressive racing line at the moment, isn't he?
He is, and on board with Bagnaia right now, looking back at Martin, who is taking the racing line. He is going so low.
Yeah, really is. And Bagnaia's all over the curb as well. That's going to be slowing him down, whereas Martin stays on terra firma and just keeps it through Copse Corner. SHT says that both Repsols are battling each other. Luca Marini and Juan Mia, 13th and 14th at the moment. That's because Quadraro's, well, 3 seconds ahead. Wow, he's just in no man's land at the moment. He's
Yeah,
2.5 seconds back to Vinales.
Yeah, he's just on his own. He's just like, peace at last.
Got a feeling Martin's going to go for it here as well, down the hanger straight. He's got such a great run. Bagnaia's going to have to go super defensive into Stowe. Martin lifts off. Bagnaia turns in. They're both going a bit too wide. Then they both huck up the same racing line. It's literally like racing on a pin here at Silverstone. The line on the racing line, it's just so rubbered in. Go slightly off it here. It does start to lose grip and you do start to fall a little bit. But Silverstone's a lot better now after the resurface than compared to 2018 where we had all the bumps and the race getting cancelled due to the rain. Now we're moving into the rainy season. May. Why May? The last time a British Grand Prix was held in May was Formula 1 in 2000. Would anyone like me to tell you what happened? It rained, it flooded, and it was never held again in May.
It's May and April.
Sometimes
They
it's
are
good.
used for the other countries, but not England.
Yeah, come here in the summer, not anywhere else, otherwise it
Yeah.
just goes worse. Hello, Alex is having another go on Digi down into Brooklands. Did he make? Well, Digi went to the inside lines to defend. Did Mark go through? No. Did Alex go through? Sorry, no. Mark's on the back of Bastianini and Alacia, so they're closing up for a little jaunt now as we come out of Woodcote up towards Copse Corner. As we're halfway, by the way, in the British Grand Prix.
It feels like longer.
Well, it's sprint distance. We've done the sprint distance, effectively what we've just done. Now we're into the extra half, and this is unknown territory. Yesterday everyone went soft front, soft rear, and now everyone's taking medium front, medium rear. Apart from Alace, who's got that hard front tyre. Is that going to be the key factor?
He might have it.
Might do. Hope he does. Should do. Could do. That's the question. Down the hanger straight we come once more. Martin is literally... It's like super glue. And look at it there, Bastianini's going to the inside line to get ahead of Alacia Spargrove. Does not make the move stick down into Stowe, but Alacia goes too deep, and Bastianini sails through into third place. Beautiful move.
He might have it.
If he does, that'll be a sprint and a Grand Prix win. He's never won a sprint race before. Yesterday was the first time he won a sprint, and it was his fourth time being a victor in any event. He's won 3 races so far. 5 races so far in his career. As in Bastianini MotoGP, 11 overall. It was 5 in MotoGP, it's 3 in Moto2 and 3 in Moto3. That's why I was thinking it was 3s yesterday in the commentary. But yeah, he's won 5.
Threes, doesn't he?
Look at Martins on the inside line coming into Village, and Bagnaia has to lift up, and Martin takes the lead. Bagnaia's going to try and swoop back round the outside of the loop. He's not going to do it there. Best way, shape yourself up for the exit at Aintree, exactly like he's doing, and get a great launch down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. And now the two championship rivals are duking it out as we come down into the braking zone. Martin leads the title by 4 points now, 246 to 242 to Bagnaia.
And Mia has entered the pit lane. I knew there was something.
So out goes Juan Mir. Well, that's a disappointment. Massive disappointment, actually, as well. Now, if Marc Marquez gets ahead of Aleix Spargo here, the top 4 in the title will be the top 4 in the race.
Oh, please let that happen. I mean, I want Aleix to do well, but also I love that continuity.
Yeah, SSG says Juan Mir has dropped down. He's dead last night. He must have a technical issue with his box. Benny Ben has said, thanks guys, North Carolina and the US. Pleasure to have you as well, watching along with us as well, and all of you tuning in. 9 to go here at Silverstone, and everybody inside the top 5 starting to close up. The gap is 1.875 separating the top 5 here. I mean, the Moto3 race that happened earlier on, that was on JBMotorsports 2. That was very close at the line between 7 riders, separated by half a tenth of a second. And Moto2 is coming up after MotoGP. That's going to be live on JBMotorsports 2. And if you're watching us on our Twitch channel as well, just stay where you are because we'll have everything today.
And then I think everyone's just going to go to bed after.
Yes, because my headache is just about going, but it's still at the back. So, and I've just got used to these liveries as well as we come over the line. 8 to go then here at Silverstone. Martin now your new race leader to Bagnaia in second. Then it's half a second to Bastianini, 7 tenths to Aleix and Mark. So they're all just closing up a bit. Come on.
Spargo is catching Bastianini. Slowly but surely.
Oh, and he's gone wide on the outside. That was a very risky move from Bagnaia at the loop. Didn't work out. Martin shuts the door at Aintree, and here comes Enea Bastianini. 3 Grand Prix 24 Ducatis, and now in the battle. He's going to go for it on Bagnaia. And
So
Bagnaia has to
close.
defend from his own teammate now.
He's just like, do you know what? We're not going to be in the same team next year. I have to pledge my bet somewhere.
But we've got 3 Grand Prix 24 bike Ducatis in a battle at Silverstone. Martin and Bagnaia are championship leaders. Bastianini's third, but like 50 points back from these two. Juan Mir has retired, and I thought Bastianini was going to go for it on the inside there at Cobb's corner. He did not.
Just like, not yet. Not yet. And 2 tenths behind Bastianini is from Bagnaia, and only 4 tenths behind Martin.
Tony says as well, sunshine in Portugal, go Honda side. No worries at all. Lovely in Portugal, sunshine. It's sunny it's just about sunny where we are.
It'll be really sunny tomorrow.
Yeah, it's sun but cool here where we are on our UK commentary box. Over at Silverstone, it's overcast at the moment as well. You can see the track conditions on your monitor now.
Us tomorrow.
25 degrees for us tomorrow. Over at Silverstone, it's 18 degrees. Air temperature, track temperature's at 30. And we've got a 3-way battle between 3 Grand Prix 4 Ducatis. This is fantastic. Martin, I think, is going to bottle it. When does Martin not bottle it in races? That's the question.
I mean, a lot. But also, Bastianini is getting very close to the back of Bagnaia.
Yeah, here he is now. We're riding with him as they come through Cobb's corner. He's super, super close, isn't he, across the line? The gap is just a tenth of a second.
He could whisper in his ear like that.
Yeah. Just hold me, Pecco. Is he going to go for a little lunge? He's thinking about it.
You've had 4 race wins. Let me have one.
Yeah. Let's have a look. How many? Bagnaia has won 24 races so far this year. So far, not just this year. He's won 4 in a row, but yeah, 24 races in his career. A total of 34 across 8 in Moto 2 and 2 in Moto 3. As they come down the Wellington Straight once more, is Bastianini going to have a look to the inside line? He's thinking about it. Under braking, and of course, while these two battle each other, Martin's getting half a second advantage at the front. 8 tenths now at the front.
He is. And I think Bastianini is about to make a move
Yeah,
from the inside.
Yeah, Bagnaia's made that error. He's let it through, hasn't he?
He's just like, do you know what? I've won 4 in a row. I mean, we'd still, as a team, we'd still win another one, but still, you go ahead.
Well, that could be crucial because now Martin is 8 points ahead.
try.
But I think Bagnaia knows Bastianini's got the pace here this weekend. So he knows that if he releases it... Now,
He's encouraging.
Did he make the mistake or did he let him through?
I mean, he made no
Oh,
attempt.
he dropped it. Bagnaia dropped it. His foot came off the peg. His left leg off the peg. So
Yep.
he made a mistake.
Yeah, but then after, you see him no move.
Yeah, no move come back to block.
I'm not
Yeah.
completely sure that wasn't a fake drop.
Nah, you can't fake it like that. He properly... that
He's
was
Bagnaia. He's had enough experience actually dropping it to realise how to fake it.
But that was a Code Brown moment. His foot came off the peg. Unless that was just a hide of team order. I don't think so.
It's like, oh no, I've almost dropped it.
That was a proper, Code Brown moment there, though, for him. Martin leads this race. Bastianini now second. Bagnaia now third. Martin will now take the lead of 8 points in the championship battle away from Bagnaia. So this is just a weekend to forget in many respects for Pecco. He nearly did drop it again, though, at another slow corner. He dropped it at the loop yesterday, and then he dropped it at left field today.
Having a great day.
No, he's not, is he? 24 hours. It's less than 24 hours, actually, in these races. It's 22 hours that go over, because, of course, it was 3 o'clock for the sprint, 1 o'clock for the Grand Prix, so it's 22 hours in total.
one day.
Yeah, 2 races inside a day. That's how the sprint usually works. There's the Triumphant as well, with their liveries on the side. Of course, many in Moto 2. Sponsored by them, their race coming up last in the day. If you're wondering why, it's because MotoGP always has to be the same time across the world in Europe, despite the fact in Europe the race started at 2 and they should have just started this one at 2 rather than at 1 anyway. So, they just confuse everybody.
But it's like, do you know what? It has to be the same time. It's like, it's not the same time for everyone.
Same time for Britain, though, with European races at 1 o'clock. Everyone else is doing it too. So why they've gone 2 hours earlier, nobody actually knows 100%.
If you look at F1, they always start at 2.
Even when F1 start in the UK, they make it 3 o'clock, so it's 3 o'clock all the way around Europe. Yeah. It gets confusing anyway, the British Grand Prix racing. Is Mark going to have a go at Alacia?
I never like the times when it comes to when it's any British Grand Prix thing. I'm just like, do you know what? Let's just go back to Europe,
It
like
gets
the rest of Europe.
confusing because it's like, are we on air now? Are we not on air now? It's like I woke up earlier on and thought, have I missed something? Have I missed the Moto3 race? But it starts at 11:15, the same time that Moto2 race would normally start in the UK.
Do you know what I saw?
Mark's making a move on the inside of Aleix Spargo, but he can't get it under braking. Aleix brakes super late coming into Stowe, and he's kept the apex.
Do you know what I saw? It was a prediction of if the continents moved again, like they did back into a Pangaea thing. England's still separate from the rest of the world. So is Ireland. Apparently, we just don't want to be anywhere near any of the other countries because literally, just like UK, just like avoiding. We're still an island.
With the riots going on at the moment, which you would, I'd agree with, we don't deserve to be anywhere near it because of some idiots deciding, rioting about something that wasn't even the case. Honestly.
I just don't follow.
Happened close to Hull, actually. It happened close to here, didn't it? It was in Hull. So I was like, a bit much.
It's like a bit too close.
Bit too close for home, yeah. Anyway, back to the action. Oh, finally! Mark's made a move on the inside of Aleix down at the loop. We cut to that angle from the helicopter quite early, and he slipped through nicely. Good move. Watch Mark looking up. He is. Mark's got ahead now, but he's up into 4th place. So the top 4 in the race... never mind, because Bastianini's overtaken Bagnaia. If he just drops back, it all sort of...
leveled out.
Yeah,
but
top
they're the
4,
same
top 4.
people, just
Yeah.
in a different order.
Yes, they are. Same people, different order. Martin, though, starting to lose a little bit more time out here on the circuit at the moment. Bastianini now is half a second behind, and he's closing him in as a bit of sunshine starts to break through at Copse Corner here at Silverstone.
Quartararo is no longer lonely.
Why?
He's just passed Vinales for 11th.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Former teammates, of course.
Yeah. But now he's got...
What's happened to Maverick Vinales?
I don't know.
Second on Friday in both sessions. He's
Crashed out yesterday.
Yeah, and it was just all of a sudden he's just in 12th place. So what's happened to Maverick? He's completely lost the pace. And Martin, and even Aleix, hard front not seeming to be the bet. It's not coming in. There's only 5 to go. It's 4 after this.
He's staying up watching the Olympics.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are we up to now? 10 goals, something like that for UK?
I don't know. I'll
China are
check.
leading.
They are.
Under braking then into Vale. I've got a feeling this is Bastianini's weekend to do a double, you know. I really do. He is closing up ever so surely on Jorge Martin.
We have 34. 10 gold, 10 silver, 14 bronze. We're 5th right now.
Oh, wow, that's good.
China's first, US second.
Into Abbey. I was just about to say, but we're not getting a chance to. The Hamilton Straight, of course, is the start of the straight here at Silverstone. A 9-time British Grand Prix winner now, Lewis Hamilton. Most of there's a fly in here again. It's gone out again now. Most of any rider and racer. No one has won any one race across it here at Silverstone 9 times. Lewis is the only one. 7 even was the record. 8 was matching Schumacher and Clark. Clark won 8 times at a track once. This is looking good. Crowd figures are out. This is from Simon Patterson, of course. Our mate here at the channel. Him and Maddie have been trackside. Crowd figures are out. Pre-weekend, 36,313. Saturday, so that was on Thursday. That was the Day of Champions. That was Friday, of course. Saturday, 39,025. Here today, trackside, 42,529. Total is 117,867 people across the weekend. Significantly down on last year. Better than the year before, but still a long way off a decade ago when the racing was here in 2014. That was at 138,000. Biggest ever was 2011 at 150. No, it was 2013, 159,000. That epic race in 2013 where Marc Marquez and Jorge Lorenzo went side by side across the line. Great British Grand Prix, that one in 2013. I remember it well. I was in the commentary box, and I think at that time it was still with BBC, so it was Steve Parish and Charlie Cox who were in the background of my ears. I miss those two. I really do. I want to grab them back on our commentary. Get Steve Parish and Charlie Cox to come on a commentary with us. That would be even better. 3 to go here at Silverstone. It's become a 2-horse race. Bagnaya's dropped 2 seconds back to the leaders now. It's Martin versus Bastianini, the sprint race part 2, as we come into turn 3 at Village. And Bastianini is just absolutely monstering down on Jorge Martin. He is going to have him not only for breakfast, he's going to have him for every meal of the day at this rate.
Good.
He's still fasting him up. There we go. Down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. Is he going to look for that move on the inside line? Just thinking about it. I think it'll be a last lap manoeuvre.
Probably.
But this is Silverstone. If we get a side-by-side at the line, that would make it one of the best ones. It's shaping up to be another classic finish here. Maybe with moving the race to May, it's going to be before Formula 1, so hopefully many people will come to the race. Or do both.
Hopefully.
Do you know my honest opinion?
What?
Moving back to the other start line, you got more atmosphere there.
You do have a lot of atmosphere there.
Also had a lot more sun that year as they come up. Yeah, it's weird seeing Cops Grandstand completely empty. Even World Endurance Championship, you know, I can hear. Do you hear the planes at the top behind us? Yeah. In our commentary, literally, even when World Endurance Championship were here, they sold out. MotoGP haven't sold out. Bastianini he's pulled that gap to 3 seconds. He is faster by a second in that middle sector. He's going to have it here. And there Bastianini is going to have an attack, and he's shaking the bike coming out of Stowe into Vale. Now this will be a practice run. This will be practice for when he has to come in. Mark's been told about a Leish for 4th. Is Anea? Yeah, you can't get the run out of the last corner to have a side-by-side here. Hamilton and Massa can, but in MotoGP it's very hard. 2 to go.
They might be able to make it work.
I've got a feeling this is the lap. This is the lap. On the inside, Martin just takes it in. Oh, he's gone too deep! Martin throws it away! And then Bastianini takes the lead of the British Grand Prix! He threw it away! Martin, the front end just dipped too deep into Village. And now the championship is down to just 3 points. 2-4-1 for Martin Bagnaia. 2-3-9.
Who knew that they could get down further and be closer in the championship with Knee Ribbon winning?
I know. Fantastic, isn't it? And Anea Bastianini's done his teammate a solid. What was that move from Martin? It looked like he was in the wrong place of the track completely. Unless that was like...
How?
Unless it was clever by Martin, because now he's got the
Inside.
to run the last lap. So is that like after you, but I'm going to knife you in the back and any first chance I get?
I'm not sure. He's already managed to make up 4 tenths.
Yeah, he's looking quite... And the front did not look stable for Martin. That wasn't deliberate. That was a mistake for Martin to run wide. Quattarara's past Morbidelli. He's up to 10th.
He's sick of being alone.
He's also passed all his teammates so far in this one. Viñales, Morbidelli. So all the old teammates have been dispatched.
Now he's looking out for Acosta. Just like, do you want to be my teammate? No, I'm good. I'm planning to be like way ahead in the championship.
SHT's points out that Bezecchi's made a move on Acosta, so he's up to 8th from 9th. It's going to be one more lap then of the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone, where it's going to be Enea Bastianini, who has the attempt. Bagnaia running in 3rd. Yeah, and 8 tenths as we start the last lap. Onto the Hamilton straight, down to Abbey at turn 1. Bastianini has the lead. Martin does not look comfortable with that bike. The front is dipping on him.
He's uncomfortable with the red. He's got to get used to it, though.
Back to, yeah, well, he's got to get used to green.
Green, red.
He prefers purple, doesn't he?
Yeah. So, it's been a good day for the VR46s.
It has been a very, very good day for them. Going to be closing in down the Wellington Straight. Well, looks like we're going to be in for a repeat. I think that's good. This is a good news story for Enea Bastianini.
It is.
Yeah, 1.4 seconds. He has been a man on a mission the last 2 races, in the sprint and the Grand Prix.
He's just like, do you know what? I want to do the double.
Oh, Morbidelli's repast Quattararo. That's an interesting little battle.
Morbidelli's just like, do you know what? You got all the glory when we were teammates. Time for me to get the glory.
Alex might have a go on a leash here, so we'll keep an eye on those as they come through. Down again into Maggots and Beckett's for the last time. 1.5. Bastianini has blown them all away here at Silverstone.
Do you know what I reckon Morbidelli's curse is? To always be the teammate of the one who's going up to be the champion rival.
It makes sense, doesn't it? Well, it's going to be 6 wins here as they come down. Augusto Fernandez passes Nakagami, by the way. Remy Gardner's dropped so far back into club. What can you say about this charming 26th Italian from Rimini? He has blown us all away. The Battle of Britain has been an Italian Ducati affair, but it's not any of the ones you would have expected. Enea Bastianini sprinted into glory yesterday, and he celebrates with victory here at Silverstone. Enea Bastianini wins the British Grand Prix. Jorge Martin is 2nd. Enea Bastianini is 3rd. As the Weasley twins wave the checkered flag. It's a comedy of errors today, but it's from the other 2, not Bastianini. The twins didn't make it. The younger brother did. Fantastic. The gap in the championship now just 3 points. It's his 6th victory in MotoGP, and the 75th anniversary race is won by Enea Bastianini by doing the double. What a fantastic race. More next. Well, of course, our radio coverage is taken, so they would have gone to an ad break there as well. But what a fantastic race.
Rossi would be proud.
He really would, wouldn't he? A fellow Rimini, of course, part of the 46 Academy was in there, Bastianini. That was fantastic racing. He did that with perfection. All throughout the sprint race yesterday, he was quick. And he mastered today. He's what now? Where is he in the championship? How many points back would he go to? 49 back. 2 race wins back. That's nothing if Martin and Bagnaia keep crashing.
He could be so close to a championship. He's now in contention.
If he we've got 10 to go. If he continues this sort of run, he could really be in it at the final in Valencia.
I mean, we have been seeing him being quite on it continuously for the past load of races, to be honest. Also, I'm very happy that the Weasley twins waved the flag.
Yeah.
I had the sudden urge to go rewatch the entirety of Harry Potter.
Wicked. Well, there's 007, there's M, of course, on that Money Supermarket advert. What a race though as well. We'll have all our podium ceremonies coming up shortly as well, and all the analysis from Susie Perry and the team. You'll be diving out now to get a little break before you back in for Moto 2. Reminder, Moto 2 is going to be on JBMotorsports 2, so just search JBMotorsports 2 onto YouTube and you'll find out where we can be for Moto 2's action as well, as we're transferring coverage over, you see, of all two-wheel action. So only select races are going to be on the main channel from now on. It's like just because, everything was a nightmare. But it does mean that next season, in 2025, we've got the British Superbikes, the World Superbikes, WCR, and all the action with MotoGP's World Championships as well. And we're going to have the TT. We're going to have the Isle of Man TT and the Northern Ireland Road Racing as well coming up. So it's going to be the Ulster Grand Prix. It's going to be fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely take us in with that one. And then we're going to have another channel with all sort of special events going on as well, and football and that lot, and FA Cup runs and everything to come into it. That's going to be announced soon as well, ahead of the Premier League season and the FA Cup run. Going to have a couple of commentators taking like a match of the day, and then a separate report show afterwards to wrap that up coming into it. Megan, you're going to disappear now.
Yes.
What did you make of the British Grand Prix?
I thought it was very exciting, and I'm very happy that Bastianini won. Also, I said so.
Thanks, Megs. We'll see you in about 25 minutes, half an hour or so, ready for the... around about 24... That's around about
45.
Yeah, around about that. Yeah, for the Moto 2 action. Thank you. So as Megan disappears, let's confirm to you how they finished then in this Grand Prix. Enea Bastianini is victorious with Jorge Martin in second. And then in third position goes Pecco Bagnaia. Fourth for Marc Marquez. Fabio Di Giannantonio is fifth. Aleix Spargo sixth. Alex Marquez goes seventh. Marco Bezzecchi goes in eighth. Ninth for Pedro Costa. Franco Morbidelli takes 10th. 11th for Fabio Quartararo, Jack Miller in 12th, Maverick Vinales 13th, Johan Zarco's 14th. Last points-paying position goes to Luca Marini in the Honda. Takiki Nakagami's 16th, Augusto Fernandez in 17th, 18th for Remy Gardner, and then the official retirements were Juan Mir, Brad Binder, Ralph Fernandez, and Miguel Oliveira. The two trackhouses taking each other out of the race. That's not going to be great for them. In the World Championship, this is how things stand. Jorge Martin now leads by just 3 points to Pecco Bagnaia, 241 to 238. And Enea Bastianini is now in third on 192 points. We'll go through that more later on, though. Right now, let's head back over to TNT Sports with all the action for the British Grand Prix.
Enea Bastianini is taking the applause from this Silverstone crowd. He is victorious in the British Grand Prix and wearing that helmet evoking memories of the late great Mike the Bike Hailwood. That was a legendary performance today. Yeah, in the early stages was struggling with a full fuel tank, but in those latter laps there was no one to match his pace. The only rider able of consistently dropping below the 2-minute barrier. And Michael, he forced long-time leader Jorge Martin into a mistake.
He did everything perfect this weekend. He looked fast on Friday, typically where he struggles to get up to speed. He delivered in the sprint. Good start today, but then made a few errors in braking, couldn't stay in position, and then he stayed settled. Just worked away at his pace, kept chipping away, made the overtakes happen when they needed to with Aleix. Came through and then just clinical at the end. He was so fast, had it all under control. His best weekend of his career.
Definitely. Hadn't had a sprint podium until he won the sprint race yesterday. We've got retro liveries all round, his livery evoking that of Loris Capirossi on the first Ducati Premier Class winner from 2003. But also we got the old Michelin hats. I do like those as well. They bring back some memories.
Yeah, got to say, I loved seeing the overalls back in the garage, the old school hats. It's just, yeah, it is a little bit Goodwood revival.
I have to say, of all the liveries, I think Ducati phoned it in more than the others. I will be honest about it. All the sponsors on the side of the bike. Was that Valentino Rossi on the bike today, or was it Fabio Di Giannantonio? Because they looked very, very similar, the styles out there today. This was Digi and Alex Marquez, early on in the race, having a rare old scrap. In the end, Digi came across the line in 5th.
Yeah, it wasn't just, obviously, the Valet helmet, the 46 under his 49. It was the body position, and it was the braking, the overtaking. It looked reminiscent of the team boss, Valentino Rossi. So yeah, obviously a nice touch to him with the livery on both BR46 Ducatis today.
How would you sum up Pecco Bagnaglia's work today, this weekend?
Strange. Obviously lost the data from crashing yesterday, so didn't get to go even a full 10 laps, and I think maybe had something a little bit awry in terms of setup or how he worked the tyre at the start of the race, controlling it. He definitely seemed to just lose grip at the halfway point.
Full 37 points to Bastianini this weekend. For Jorge Martin, he's collected 29, and Pecco Bagnaia, my apologies, has picked up just 16. It's a huge 21-point swing to Bastianini, and I have to say, I'm not saying it brings him into the championship reckoning, but he's only 39 behind Martin now, who is the championship leader.
And we move to the flyaway races where it's hot, it's slippy, it's greasy, and that's where Enea Bastianini excels. You go to Indonesia, you go to Thailand, you go to Malaysia, and all of a sudden you put 37 points on the board in each of those races, and a few hiccups here and there. That number 1 plate could go any which way of these three on the podium today.
And they'll all be riding for different manufacturers next year. So Ducati have a conundrum on their hands. Here is the reigning championship leader no more. Pecco Bagnaia was third today. He's talking to Simon Crafar.
Pecco, another great ride and great result for your championship. It seemed like you had everything in control, and at a certain point it looked like you lost grip. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, I was trying to do a good managing on the rear tire, but then I started to lose the front. The front was dropping a bit, and when Martin overtook me, I just tried to follow him, but I lost the front again in corner 7, and then I said, yeah, I already crashed yesterday, so it's better to finish the race. In the last 2-3 laps was very, very difficult also for the rear grip, but in any case, happy. The weather makes the race better because it was colder, so it was easier to manage a bit the tires, and nothing. Hope to see a better result next race.
Congratulations.
Grazie mille.
Needs a better result next race. I'll remind you, 2 weeks' time, we'll be at the Red Bull Ring in Austria, right high up in the Styrian Mountains. Beautiful venue, isn't it, Michael? And the Ducati tends to go quite well there.
It does, yeah. It's a racetrack built for their strengths, but obviously he was at the mercy of the weather conditions today, needed a few more degrees to put the hard front tyre in. That may have given him 20 laps race pace, and today the medium front, it didn't offer it, and Pecco hadn't got the feeling or trust in the front end following the crash yesterday. Third place, though, you got to bring the points home.
Yeah, at least he took the flag. Jorge Martin is your new championship leader again by 3 points from Bagnaia after second.
Jorge, everyone knew Enea had something special here this weekend. The pressure he put on you, but how well you stood up to it, absolutely fantastic. You must be proud.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks to my team. Yeah, today paying tribute to Angel Nieto was fantastic to finish on the podium. I knew Enea was a bit stronger at the end of the race. I tried to, to be with Pecco to try to manage a bit the fuel consumption, and when I saw was the moment I tried. The pace was outstanding as always. I think we are reaching a level that is crazy, and we are always on the limit. And then as soon as I saw Enea was catching, I tried to, to keep it constant, to try to manage a bit for the end. But he was much stronger today. Congrats to Ducati and to Enea, because he was in another level. And yeah, now we take back the lead, so I'm really happy with this, and we move on for Austria.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gracious in defeat today from Jorge Martin. So many considerations and calculations all going on while you're swapping paint with riders at 100 mile an hour through corners and at 200 mile an hour down the Hanger Straight.
Yeah, as much as he's not thinking about the championship, he knows 20 points is better today when Enea Bastianini's been so strong this weekend, almost untouchable. And fair play, giving credit to both Enea and the factory Ducati squad.
Yeah, and a tribute to Angel Nieto with that helmet, with that livery this year, this weekend. 7 years since we lost the late great legend of our sport, particularly the lower classes, Angel Nieto. Enea Bastianini then, the double here at the British Grand Prix at Silverstone. 37 points in the bag.
Enea, through practice and qualifying, you looked fantastic. Yesterday and today, phenomenal. You fully deserved it. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, fuck.
has been a, a very difficult race because
Apologies.
I committed some mistakes at the start, and I was in the 4th place. But after, I was confident to be back again, and well, I've closed the gap to Aleix, and after closed to Pecco. And the last 4 or 5 laps, Jorge have pushed a lot, and has been too difficult to close the gap from him. But at the end, you know, the last 2 or 3 laps, always I have something more, and today has been the same, and fantastic. It's incredible to be back on the top on the real GP, no?
Huge congratulations. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Well, apologies for the language there, but a double victory for Enea Bastianini in the real race today, as if yesterday was somehow some sort of rehearsal, vital points, but it was always going to be a strategic affair. And I think, you know, from being out on the truck early with all of the riders, they all knew what he had today and that he had a great chance.
He's got that special ability to save his tyre. His riding style, it's clear to see. We see all the riders get off the bike, pick the bike up, but he does it like double the amount of the other riders. But what he does, right, Susie, he does it early on in the races. When the other rider, when you've got grip, and you don't really need to do it as much, he's always doing that, picking the bike up. And what that does is it gives the main part of the tyre, the edge of the tyre.
He's lifting the bike slightly, almost.
Exactly. As soon as he gets to the exit of the corner, he picks the bike up, takes it off the edge of the tyre. And what the other riders are doing, especially early on when you've got grip, you're not aware of it as much, so you can burn the most important part of your tyre, which is the edge grip. But he sacrifices a bit. Then you get to the 3/4 point of the race, everyone's edge grip is going, and it's like he's another 10%, another 20%. And he can continue, it can be consistent lap times right to the end of the race. He's incredible at doing it. He's the best in the world, clearly.
Yeah, and he's proved that today. It was lap 11 where he decided to make his first big move, I suppose. He played it perfectly, didn't he?
Yeah, he just let the race come to him. It looks like he's really struggling, you know, at the start of the race with the full fuel load. But when that bike became a little bit lighter, that's when he was really able to generate the lap time and make the difference there. So, you know, that was the pass on Aleix Espargaro. He kind of like made it look easy. And you can see there, you know, going in, you could see that the front of the bike just moving a little bit. He's got that so much under control. When Bastianini is at one with his bike and with the front end of his bike, he's just unbeatable.
I mean, he's saying he made it look easy. Of course, it's never easy, but I'm wondering, with what you've just said, with everybody slightly maybe cooking the edge grip on their tyres, that it was easier for him in that respect, in that he's almost got a better tyre than everybody else, because that's how it looked when he overtook Pecco as well.
That's exactly what happens. You get to a certain point in the race, and he has a better tyre than his opponents, and he knows that, and he plays to it. And then he's just patient. You're just sitting and waiting for your opportunity. And it obviously pressured his teammate to make this mistake. Obviously, I mean, at that point, Pecco was lucky he didn't crash. And he did exactly the same with Jorge Martin. That's where Bastianini's pretty good. I mean, he's an experienced rider now, and he closes in, but he doesn't force a move. Think about that. Just if you think now, how many times have you seen Bastianini put a real forceful move? He's not that sort of rider. He just waits, because he knows eventually my chance will come, and then he just, you know, calmly passes the rider, then goes on to the next one.
I think the move on Martin was had an added interest in that it looked like Martin had run a little bit wide, and I think there was a point in commentary where there was a question about, well, has he done that to take a look? But I mean, you're not going to be able to get past again on Enea around here, are you, at this situation?
Yeah, I think what it really demonstrates, and we've mentioned it a lot this weekend, the riders on the limit, the riders on the limit. Well, this is what riding on the limit looks like. If you're watching now, watch the leader. He gets into the braking zone, and he's a fraction late on the brakes. And do you know what? Maybe before Germany, Jorge Martin would have kept the brake on and made the apex, risked it. But you learn from your mistakes, and that's how you end up crashing. So he didn't want to crash. He thought 20 points is better than 25. Obviously, 20 points is better than no points by risking it. So I'll give away 5 points. And that is, like I say, again, a graphic example of what it looks like watching these boys flirting with crashing every corner.
Is that how you saw it as well? Do you think that Jorge thought about the championship and thought, hang on a minute, let's not have another Germany here. Let's just take these, 2 score points.
The first thing is enforced error. You know, he was every single lap you got on your lap board. You know, when you pass the pit lane, your team is telling you how far the guy is behind you. He would have seen Bastianini plus 0.7, and then the next lap Bastianini plus 0.3, and then Bastianini plus 0. 2 laps to go, maximum pressure. You're trying. This is one of the passing places went to Village, so he would have been thinking, I don't want him to pass. He's got a better pace than me, and I can't go any faster. Brake a little bit too late, so it's an unforced error. And then once he's behind Enea, he didn't have anything to respond anyway. Bastianini, sorry, with the used tyres and the low fuel load, was so quick and so efficient, there was absolutely no way he could get back at him.
And Enea is one of those riders that will sit right on your shoulder for long periods of time, and the pressure, you can feel it, can't you?
Yeah, you can feel it, and Sylvain called it so right. Every lap you look at, you can sense it, but it's your pit board that gives you that really bad information. It's the bad news. You glance at your pit board, you're like, oh, he's right on me now.
And Enea loved it. You could see that he spoke in the tyre, he was celebrating, he was giving it some, wasn't he? And it was lovely to see those celebrations. And his first double since we've had this new format. And he's off to KTM.
Tech 3.
Yeah.
Next year. So he's up against Ducati now. They've just let him go.
Well, yeah. I mean, both riders that finished in front of Pecco Bagnaia and Marc Marquez today are the both riders that Ducati chose to let go, basically by choosing Marc Marquez to go into the factory team. So, yeah, I mean, for him, well, I mean, we don't know what next year is going to be made of, but obviously for Enea Bastianini this year, he's got a massive chance to even go for the championship. In September, we've got a lot of races where we're going to go places where it's very hot, very greasy, and where the feeling with the front tire is really important. And Enea Bastianini excels at this. So if he stays healthy, he's a contender for the championship.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, really. Do you think he's in the mix now? It's only 3 points in the top of the championship, but, you know, what about this guy in third that's coming?
Absolutely. We've got 2 races in Misano, let's not forget, and it's a track that he loves. I remember him on the Gresini MotoGP back being exceptional around there. Misano's one of those tracks that's another tyre strategy race. So it's going to work for Bastianini. 2 rounds at Misano, so imagine...
Sepang, Buriram.
Yeah.
Motegi.
I know, and we're not over-egging it. We're not trying to say, you know, there's not really a story there.
We don't need to, do we? It's there, right in front of us.
Genuinely, Bastianini's in this championship battle.
Oh, look at that site there. We're awaiting the podium for MotoGP. Still got a race to go, of course, because we mix them up here because they like to keep the MotoGP the same as the time that we have it in Europe. That's why they are switched over. But let's head to Gav to enjoy the podium.
Yeah, up onto the podium for Enea Bastianini's Marco Rigamonti, his side of the garage, getting the laurel wreaths to complete the retro theme here this week. And I also add about Bastianini, a couple of years ago on the Gresini, he won at Aragon. He was second at Misano. You know, we've got a lot of races that work in Bastianini's favour coming up. So, as Pecco Bagnaia climbs onto the 3rd spot, Jorge Martin will do so onto the 2nd spot, and Enea Bastianini dances his way up onto the podium. And it's the dream for the sponsors that a couple of their riders are standing atop the box today. I like that hark back with the laurel wreaths. So Guy Carling from Monster Energy, the race sponsors, hands over the trophy to Enea Bastianini's side of the Ducati Lenovo team and Marco Rigamonti. Davide Tardozzi down there with Pecco Bagnaia's wife, Domizia. Peter Digby, chairman of the BRDC, hands over the 3rd place trophy to Bagnaia. 2nd in the championship, still now 3 behind Martin. I suppose after having led by 10 points coming into the weekend, it's not game over, is it? Still in the mix. Important 16 today. George Villegas, the president of the FIM, hands over the trophy to Jorge Martin. And for Jorge, important after the no score in Germany. Bagnaia's done it 4 times, Martin's done it 5 times, Viñales and Espargaro have done it, but it's Enea Bastianini who has the double in the bag here at the British Grand Prix. A full 37-point compliment for the weekend. 3rd in the championship, 39 behind Jorge Martin, and now he gets to enjoy the Italian national anthem.
49.
The national anthem of Italy, I'm saying.
I think our announcer got it wrong.
energetic weekend, and now it's celebrations with the Prosecco. An absolutely fantastic MotoGP British Grand Prix. It's not all yet. That's us done on JB Motorsports today, but tune over to JB Motorsports 2 for the action from Moto2's British Grand Prix weekend as well. And everything will be uploaded and premiered on JB Motorsports as well after the fact. An amazing weekend, and it's maximum attack for Enea Bastianini. He wins the sprint and the British Grand Prix, but the World Championship, 3 points between them. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time at the Red Bull Ring. Bye-bye.